friends, welcome back. Today we are going to see how to make this beautiful scenery on a mini canvas using acrylic paints and palette knife. You can use it as a fridge magnet or just keep it like that. To make this, these are the things that we need. So first of all, we'll be needing brushes of different shapes and sizes and a palette knife. The first is small flat brush, next round brush and a big flat brush. If you are having a fan brush, you can use it, or you can also use a flat brush. The next thing is a palette knife, which is small in size so that it will be easy for us to use it for our canvas. Next is a palette lined up with OHB sheet. You can also use a palette just like that, or even a plain OHB sheet, which would make our cleaning easier. 4 bowls of water, and the last one should be steep enough to make sure that your palette knife will be getting in. Next is acrylic paint tubes. First is Persian blue and next is titanium white. The next set of colors are light blue, light yellow and olive green. If you are not having light blue, you can also mix Persian blue and white to get your shade. The next are cobalt blue, black and emerald green. Emerald green is nothing but dark green. The next important and main thing is our canvas. You can use any size of canvas, as this is a mini canvas art and we are going to use it as a fridge magnet. If you are having an easel, you can use it, but for showing you, I am not using it. So now as you see here, I have made a light sketch of what we are going to do. So we need not draw each and every tree, just a bit of line markings, and you can use any pencil but do it light. If you feel it is too dark, just give it an erase. Now let's start painting. In your palette, add light blue. As I said before, if you are not having light blue, you can mix Persian blue and white to obtain the light shade. We are going to do the sky part alone. So now in your palette, add light blue. Just wet your brush and make sure that your brush is acrylic paint safe. Don't add too much water, but just about a drop or so. And next, apply it carefully, and it must not be too light. If you have diluted your acrylic paint too much, never mind, you can go for a second coat even. And apply the paint evenly all over. Make sure that there are no ups and downs in the sky, as we need a smooth base. Also friends, there's a small disclaimer in this video that this is going to be nearly about 35 minutes or so, as this is too long to watch bit by bit. So if you feel, you can just pause the video and do it along with me, as it's a do along with me video. So if you sit for half an hour, you can basically complete the painting. Now our sky is smooth and clear. Next, we are going to go for the mountains. We are first going to do the base for all the 3 sections, and then we'll raise up the colors. For that, you will be needing Persian blue and black. Now in your palette, add Persian blue and make sure the ratio of Persian blue is more compared to black, as we want a dark navy blue shade. As our mountains in the picture, if you have seen the thumbnail or the before clip, the picture has a bit of black marks here and there on the mountain. That is because of this base. So now using your small flat brush, just mix the shades together. Don't add water, it has to be hard so that it can dry even more faster. If you feel that your shade has become too black in color, yeah, it is surely going to be black in your palette, but when you're going to start applying it, it is going to change its shade. If you want to just check it, you can just put your brush with a bit of paint in water and check it whether the color is okay or not. So now apply it carefully all over. Never mind if it's going to stick or your hands are going to get messy. Never mind. And the one more thing to note up here is you have to make sure that your paint does not go outside or spoil the shape of the mountain. This is going to be your guideline for your knife painting. So if you're going to mess this part up, especially on mountains, the next layers or the next upcoming layers where we are going to add white and blue are not gonna be good. So be peculiar, and you'll be needing a bit of concentration here to make sure that your sky is not spoiled, so your mountain shape retains the same. Here, as you see, I have applied my dark navy blue and I have also washed my brush. If you see up here, the water color is not in black, which tells us the shade which we have applied is correct. And also there's a bit of excess paint. I don't know what to do with it, so just leaving it like that. Also using a tissue, just wipe your brushes. Make sure your brushes are clean. So now here I am having my olive green. So we are going to, using a small flat brush, we are going to do the tree leaf area. You can basically use flat brush here itself, but I am doing like giving a base for all the 3 layers first, and then we are going to raise them up. So in my palette, here is my olive green. I am not using much water, just washing my brush. And now we are going to cover it all over. Never mind, some paint may go up or down. It is completely normal in acrylic. And also one advantage in acrylic paint is that if you have done any mistakes, you can just correct it once it dries. So nothing much to worry. But also if you're doing a lot of mistakes and also doing a lot of corrections, then your picture would become messy. So you can try to get the best in your first try. As I told you about the excess navy blue paint that we had, you can basically use that in your any art kind of thing. Like you can use it on paper, or you can draw or make your own wall art. If you're having stencils, using a sponge, you can print it on your wall or something. Or don't waste it, or if you feel you don't have any other use of it, you can just add a bit less quantity to it. So now up here, as you see, all our 3 layers are ready now. Now we are going to go take a bit of break, wash our hands, clean all your water, bring fresh water as we are going to do beautiful layers up, and let's get painting again. So now in your palette, add white paint. Now take a clean round brush, and it is completely dry. We are going to be using the dry brush technique. So we'll be doing the sky, the clouds now. So just in the tip of your brush, take a very little amount of paint and just dab them up here and there, not too much, in a very gentle way. Now as you see here, I have just applied the dark region. using a tissue, just wipe your brush, and we are not going to wash our brush. The roll of water will come later. So now using the same brush, we are going to just dab it around to get a realistic cloud-like effect. So you have to basically leave a layer of bland paint on top and then start dabbing it. At this point you have to be like not too hard nor too gentle. It has to be in a medium way. If you are too gentle, there's not much problem, but if you are too hard, your paint is going to smudge all over. So now here we are having a good effect, but not too good, so we are going to be correcting it. We are going to get the effect. So now I have taken my white paint and going to give the darker region again. So now you have to do the same for all your other clouds if you have not spoiled your darker region, and this technique is known as the dry brush technique, as I told before. So now if you have seen here, our clouds are a bit done and coming to shape. Now I have just wet my brush a bit in water and I have wiped it with a tissue, and now we are going to get the light shade. So you have to push back the paint to the darker region. Just observe how I am doing and you can do the same if you are following with me. So if you feel the water is not enough, you can again wash your brush, wipe it with a tissue. But one thing to note, you must not add too much water. Now I have changed my brush as the darker region in my second and third cloud are a bit less. You can also do the same thing with the big brush, but I felt that if I'm going to do it with the bigger one again, so again I have to repeat the watering and layering again from the first. So I'm using a small brush. If you are a beginner, do go with a small brush for the outer layering. Now using your big round brush, which is dry, not dipped in water, again start dabbing, and now I'm going to dip it in water to get it light, not pure water. Using a tissue, after wiping I am going to use it. So now we are just pushing the paint back into its darker region. So as you see here, our beautiful clouds are ready. So up here we see some white spots here and there, which we do not see in the normal sky, which is a bit abnormal. So you can do the same thing and remove it or just blend it with the sky. At this stage you can also add your own clouds. The first cloud which you are doing might be a bit awkward, but never mind, with practice you can get the best clouds. Now as you see here, I have added two little mini clouds, and this looks really good from a far distance. So now let's get to the mountains. For that we will be needing light blue and cobalt blue. I am already having light blue in my palette that is not dried, so I am using it. And next we are going to add cobalt blue in our palette. take your canvas and we are going to be using a small round brush. We are going to add, and we'll be mixing both cobalt blue and light blue. Light blue is just for marking up here and there, and a bit of base will be light blue and a bit of base will be cobalt blue. Just you are going to give a partition for your mountain, like from a corner in the peak you will be starting, and you are going to get it to the side, so that there are snow mountains which are fully filled with snow. But if you are going to observe even those snow mountains carefully, you will observe their shadow, and this is basically their shadow. So now we have done the outline, and now we are going to fill it with cobalt blue with a mix of light blue, and the light blue border is not going to stay like that. Make sure you don't spoil the shape of your mountain. The border which you are going to draw for the shadow it should not be too perfect. It should be like curvy but not too curvy and wavy. So if you have seen here, I am mixing cobalt blue and light blue together. Up here right now we have completed the shadow, and using your small palette knife, just take a bit of cobalt blue in the tip, and we are just going to show the effect of the depth in the shadow. So just observe how I am doing it. Now as you see here, there is a good amount of depth in our mountains, and just wipe your palette knife before each and every use. You can wipe it with a tissue or just use the steep glass which we took, wash it and again wipe it. So now there is good amount of depth, and now let's go for the white one. So again, take your palette knife and make sure your white paint is fully thick. We'll be using the side of our palette knife. So in the tip of the border on the blue, and we're just going to press and pull. Press and pull. That is the only thing which we'll be doing up here. And we are not going to do it too much, as it should not get into other mountains also. And also you can do it from a different angle to cover up the black space which looks odd. If it does not look odd, no issues at all. And anyways, at last we'll be doing a final touch with our 000 or 00 brushes. Now as you see here, there's a bit of mixing of blue and white. It surely occurs, so never mind. We'll be again adding another layer on top using the same technique again in the same mountain wherever you have damages, but only if you are having, it's not basically called a damage. So wherever you have like a mix of blue and white, you can correct it, but I am planning to just leave it like that. Now that's it, the use of our palette knife is almost over, and I'm using a small round brush, and this brush's size is 2. So I'm just adding a bit of cobalt blue wherever the white has been mixed. It must not be too whitey or not too bluey. Now up here I have also taken a bit of white to do the mountain for the smaller one which is in the corner, and also using the same brush we are going to be just adjusting the shape of our mountain and also filling the dark spots below. So again you can use your knife just to like adjust if you feel the mountain folds or the depth is not much enough for you. So I just feel I need to add a bit in the small mountain in this side. If you see, I just feel there is some awkward thing over there, so I have just added it. as you see here, our mountains are done. It may look a bit awkward now, but now we are going to do the trees to get it even more beautiful. If you feel that your paints are drying up fast, you can add 1 or 2 drops of water to it just to make them not to dry too fast. Now let's start doing the trees. So for that you will be needing a fan brush. If you're having a mini fan brush, that is so good that it will be easy. And we are going to be using emerald green, olive green and light yellow for this. So as you see here, I'm having emerald green and yellow separately. Also I have added a bit of yellow next to my olive green to give a lighter shade. You can use a fan brush. We'll be using the dry brush technique only even for this, no water. And I have just mixed a bit of yellow and olive green, a bit of both in the equal amount of ratio. I have not mixed them, basically just dabbed them onto my brush and I have just started applying. Now we are going to be doing the layer of emerald green or dark green. So the thing which we must make sure is we must get the shape of the tree. So just a bit of line. Basically it is completely green, so no problem. So line using a flat brush or the same fan brush, and you have to, the leaves must be wide in the bottom and less in the top. These are pine trees, so if you have seen a pine tree, painting this would be really easy. So the same way we'll be doing it for the other things, but I just feel that in this mini canvas my big fan brush is not working so good, so I am doing it the same way using my flat brush. If you are having a mini fan brush, it is so well and good. It would be easy for you to complete the painting. Basically add more trees or less trees, but if you're going to leave that area blank, the whole picture would get spoiled. So add a minimal amount of 5 or 6 trees in this mini canvas, and you can add small trees here and there. So as you've seen here, I have 4 major trees and the tiny ones are gonna come. So we are going to add more depth to our trees. So in the olive green, we'll be adding black, or just a bit of black to get that deep olive green. If you feel that you have added more amount of black, you can also add some more amount of olive green to balance the color and to get the right shade. So up here I am just dabbing a bit of deep olive green here and there, so just to make a different shade in the tree so that our whole painting does not look blank. So make sure you follow the guidelines of the before tree. At this stage you can add your tiny trees here and there. As you see here, our painting is getting its shape, and now we are not going to add any more amount of deep olive green. So using a small flat brush, we'll be adding light yellow or lemon yellow here and there. It must not be too overwhelming. At last, we just have a bit more extra details to add, and that's it. It's going to get over. So now that's it. Adding our yellow is done. Now next, take your black paint, add it separately in your palette. Here comes our palette knife again. So I have not washed it after using for the mountains. So after washing, take your clean knife and just as how we did in the mountains, only the side there must be paint, and we are going to draw the trunks of each and every tree separately. So almost we are going to complete the black trunk, and once we complete our black trunk, everything has reflections in his life, right? Even our deeds have their reflections. Just wanted to tell you the thought of the day. So now we are going to add the reflection using white and palette knife. For the tree trunk, just add bit, not too much. It must not cover the black fully, so please do remember it. If you are going to cover it fully by mistake, never mind, again repeat the same process with black. So after nearly 35 or 40 minutes, we have successfully completed our mini canvas. Want to, you can turn it into a fridge magnet. So just get a magnet from a shop. It is available anywhere, and keep it exactly in the center. Using a glue gun, you can just stick it up completely, and that's it. Your mini canvas fridge magnet is also done. I hope that all of you like this video. Do try it out and let me know how did you do, and if you did any changes, let me know in the comment section below. If you like it, do share it with your friends and make them also do it. For more such updates, subscribe to my channel. to get instant notifications. Thank you. Bye bye.